Hi, I'm Sarah, and I wanted to talk to you about some common foot alignment issues that we can make some small shifts and alleviate some pain and uncomfortableness and get more energy in the legs and then in the body. So, a very common pose, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. A lot of people, when you're holding it for a bit of time, they can complain of pain in the ankles. So oftentimes when that happens, we're putting more weight on the outer edges of the feet and the legs, the feet are rolling out. So let me show you what that means, and then I'll show you a little fix or a little way of supporting instead of straining the ankles. So we're in the standing forward fold, and this is often what I see. Whether it's a wider or a narrow, doesn't matter. But you can see that the outside edge of the foot is grounded here, and the inside is really lifted. And when you're looking, it means that this is getting a huge stretch, and this is getting no stretch. It's actually, there's a little collapse or compression. So the inner arch does have a lift, but we have also an arch on the outside of the foot, and that's being not nourished, not supported. So one way to do it is to pull the legs towards each other a little. See how the shape of the ankle changed pretty dramatically from this. So it's a huge outside of the ankle stretch, or if you pull the feet towards each other, it's a little bit more even. Now, some people might say, well, your inner foot is more grounded than the outside. Well, that's true. The outside of my foot is actually not weighted like it is here. But when you're putting more weight on the inside of the foot, the outside edge, actually you have a little arch, you have a little bit of an arch, you've got a nice transverse arch. I'll show you that in a minute. But there's an even lift on the inside and the outside. It tones the inner thigh muscles, which is going to actually support your inner groin so you're not overstretching. It also creates a little bit of lift for your core muscles. So it could be this versus that. Okay. So another way to do it, if you're hugging your feet together, doesn't really do it for you. Another way to do it is actually lift up the pinky toe. Lift up the pinky toe, and usually some other toes will go with it. And what you'll find, if you're not used to doing this, is that your quad muscles actually engage. Versus here, the quad muscle descends because it's not really doing that much. So pull the feet towards each other, lift the pinky toe, and then from your hips push down into the four corners of the feet without losing the tone. There, now I'm getting the grounding in the outer foot, but there's no massive stretch on one side at the expense of the inside. All right, coming up. Oh, very good, versus that. You can feel the whole energy lift, right? Of hugging the feet towards each other, lifting the pinky toes, and then from the hips extending down. This versus this. It's a dramatic feeling energetically in the body too. Okay, now, let me show you those arches. This is the medial arch, and then there's a outer arch here, lateral arch, and then the transverse arch, which goes across this way. Okay, so I've got some other ways of talking about the feet in different poses, and I know some poses are tricky for the ankles, so I'll continue to add on, but for now, play with your wide-legged forward fold, and let me know what you think. All right,